A couple more sparring tips for the upcoming tournament. What to do with my hands. If my opponent has the same height and length of legs as I do, I'll know that from here, I can eyeball it. From here, I don't have to worry about any kicks because it's way out of range. Well, this is way out of range. So I'll typically drop my hands down so I can rest and catch my breath. Need, some circling. This is my safe zone. If I get to about here, there's no worry for the front leg, but the back leg will definitely be in range. Not so much hit, but be in range. If I'm a little bit closer, then definitely that front leg's gonna hit. Definitely the front leg will hit. Definitely. Or definitely the back leg will hit. Because earlier, the front leg is quicker and faster. If I'm here, this is red alert. Red alert. My hands come up. Here, hands are here. Here, hands are up. This is where I want them. Because if I spend the whole time like this, my arms will get tired. So when I came up with this, I called it my 3 stages of alert. Out of range, I can drop my hands. They come at me, I can see it a mile away. If I'm in this range because I'm getting ready to attack, my hands will come up to protect my body. Can't kick me in the head from this range. Cannot. Here, sure, maybe a little bit higher. A little more bend of the elbows. But if I'm here, yeah, definitely, I'm going to guard my head. My head is more important than my body. In a point stop tournament, which is the ones we do, the judge stops the match long enough for you to drop your arms and rest. At least in my opinion, the judge will stop long enough for you to put your hands down and rest. So this is not a bad idea. Somewhere in between, you'll see this. One hand here, one hand here. This is good for blocking up here. Not so much. I'd rather go here. Okay. Of course, the disadvantage of doing this is your body here becomes wide open. One thing I do say in class is if you don't want to be hit, don't be there. That's why it's move. Okay? And what's a typical strategy? Once you make this movement because they throw a kick, okay? Nice back kick. The counter to a round kick is a back kick. And if they throw a back kick at me, same thing. Pop them in the chest, pop them in the head. Everything has a natural counter. This is point number 2. I want you to think that there's a natural counter to all strategies. If you are well versed in Pokemon, a fire type is weak against a water type. A electric type is weak against a ground type. If you have a puncher for an opponent, they're punching so much that this is open. Open to what? A round kick, back kick, any kick to this area here. Because as they're punching, what opens up, right? If they do nothing but punching, they are open. Now, if you fight an opponent that does nothing but kicking, okay? They are weak to punching. How? Here. When they put their foot down, 1 or 2 seconds, they are not going anywhere. And it's much quicker. You are so quick to go in with a punch instead of trying to come in with your own kick. I'm not saying it's impossible. Just naturally, with average to typical training, thinking like this and knowing this will give you the points you want. But you also have to put a certain amount of training into the method. You gotta train your body to do what you want it to do. 3 stages. I'm safe, watch out for kicks, my head, I don't want to get hit in the head. He's a kicker, she is a kicker, punch in the chest, punch right here in the side as soon as their foot goes down. This is a puncher, this is a puncher, maneuver, maneuver, ah! Back kick, maneuver, maneuver, ah! Ground kick. So that's my last couple of tips. We will work these as much as we can in the time we have left before tournament. But if you're watching this video, if you watch the video, this is for you to also work on at home. Work on all of these tips at home, your pumse tips and your Kyorugi tips. Mirror, a bag. Mom and dad, help out your student. Help them out. If you have any questions, you can always ask me. You have my contact information. Ask me in class if I'm not busy, because transition period, I have to go to the next class right away. I will give you as much info as I can. But for these tips right here, let's get them to work at the tournament.